want to be ready.
Amen.
You want to be ready to put on your long white robe? I know that's right. Okay, we're going to keep it going. We have a monologue from the Johnson family called Down South. Let's give them a hand as they come.
All right. That's your thing, Jack.
Come by here, my Lord, come by here.
Come by here, my Lord.
Come by here, come by here.
Come by here, my Lord.
Come by here, come by here.
Come by here, my Lord.
Oh Lord, come by here.
Come by here. Have you ever been alone down south in the summer at midnight? Have you ever been alone down south in the summer at midnight? Have you? Ever? Well, once as a little boy, I took a shortcut to Grandma's house through the graveyard, thinking everybody is dead, so this won't be too hard. When out of my gaze, I saw men in white hooded sheets burning a cross. Well, every minute I thought I would have saved, I'd already lost. Every step I took became more frightening than the last. Panic set in and I knew I had to get out of here fast.
Come by here, my Lord, come by here. Oh Lord, come by here.
Because I knew if they'd see me, I was going to be the next thing to come to church. Help me, Lord, to find the safety of Grandma's screen. You know the one with the naked 12-watt light bulb that illuminates amidst the yellow fog? You know the one with the 12-gauge shotgun she uses to shoot her hogs? I was creeping along when one of them began to stare, and it gave me a chill. You remember what happened to that boy from Chicago named Emmett Till?
I hear the Lord, I hear
couldn't find my way. I was sure I wasn't going to live to see another day. Hey, boy, an eerie voice said, we was having a party and you was going to stay. Well, I bet you like to dance to the Cab Calloway. Well, he's always dancing and shivering and trying to mix with our race. Wet slimy spit his name in my face.
Come by here, my Lord, come by here.
Come back here, my Lord.
Oh, Lord, come by here.
Now, I was louder than 100 villagers beating drums.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Didn't know where I was getting this chant from.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But I was calling on all my ancestors, even on Uncle Tom. Because these here boys says they's gonna hang me to this here cross with my thumbs. So they grabbed me by the collar real tight. They tied my legs and arms so I couldn't fight. And I was hurting so bad. I cried with all my might. Why must y'all be so hateful? It just ain't
Come
right.
by here, my Lord.
Come by here, my
here.
Lord. Lord,
Oh,
come by
Lord,
here, my
come
Lord.
by here.
Click, push, cop, bang. A gunshot, it rang out of my sight. Click, push, cop, bang. A gunshot sang out of my sight. It sure ain't right, my boy. It ain't nothing gonna happen to you tonight. Put him down right now. I'll blast you from here to twilight. Rejoicing as your filthy soul's going a downward flight. Put him down right now, or I'll blast you into little pieces of graphite. Grandma's shadow spread over them men. Her eyes lit with fire, and all of them knew right then the life as they knew it was about to end if they didn't let it go by the count of 10. Now I was an old woman. Don't play no more for fun. And y'all gonna learn with a quickness if y'all don't turn and look. Grandma's pink house coat and matching slippers look menacing with that gun. Should have seen the men run. Ooh, they messed with the wrong grandson. So I flew to my grandma's arms, just trembling from head to toe. I hollered so hard, I spit up yesterday's collards and fried green tomatoes. Grandma, she reached down and she whispered, baby, they ain't gonna be bothering you no more. I says, Grandma, how did you know? Son, I was an old woman. Done been alone down south in the summer midnight many times before. And every night I pray the Lord he come a walking through my door to grant me the vision that I may see on high in order that I may see what's love. And he does that, and he done that tonight because I saw something in the blood. You see, it was somebody in a high-five stereo picture show, and I says to myself, somebody's praying, Lord. Come by here. Somebody's praying, Lord. Come by here. So the Lord told me that God's my only grandson. So I grabbed my slippers and my gun, and I said, Lord, I'm coming, even though I know the battle is already won. Even if I got to go to glory, I was going to get my only grandson. So I stepped out, looking so ugly. Darkness even rushed out my way. Hair rollers and bobby pins, they fell off my silver and gray. I was mighty unpresentable, but I didn't plan to stay. I wanted them to see a black bear who didn't come to play. But see, I'd seen before unmerciful acts of high treason. Mars stringing my folks up like we was gay in hunting season. And I vowed never again to stand by as my folks swing for no reason. So I hears the voice of God, just to lead me to the cemetery. And I was taking in his every word like I was his personal secretary. And God said he'd be with me even amongst my worst absent. And God spoke, he said, one among them will be a state dignitary whose definition of legal ain't in the dictionary. God said, I want you to look at him hard, as if you were reading an obituary. Black Bear made state dignitary's wife a beneficiary, and he would turn his back on this cruel form of midnight judiciary.
Come by here, my Lord, come by here.
Come by here, my Lord.
Oh, Lord, come by.
By now, I was feeling mighty empty inside, like a soul in shred. Thoughts I never had before started filling my head. Him. Grandma, they always gonna be dead. Hush that, boy. And don't you repeat again what you just said. What God give you the right for one drop of blood each year? Them the devil words to speak, so Satan's got you misled. Now on her bosom, Grandma felt the hot sting of my tears. And she said, baby, things ain't always how they appear. Tonight will be puzzling to you for many, many years. But I got words from the Lord that's meant only for your ears. Grandma threw me down into the red dirt clay. She said, don't be afraid, baby, it's time to pray. She lifted her hands to the heavens. She says, dear God, have your way. And out of the darkness, a voice said, heed and obey. Grandma started moaning some things in a strange tongue. My Lord. It had a rhythm to it like it was an old folk song. My Lord, Grandma moans and groans. Oh, they just kept going on and on. Until they just cut through to my bone. They just went on and on until finally everything went monotone. And we just got disconnected over the telephone. And just then I saw a great vision of me alone. Down south in the summer at midnight. Where dirt roads just kept leading to more dirt roads, and I saw that I got myself uptight. Pitch black darkness was wearing me like last year's double-knit leisure suit. And dust was laying heavy on my pores like the spit sound of an old honeymoon. Humidity, thick as the grandma's molasses, had rolled me up in a blanket of heat. Then began to smoke me like I was a cheap cigar from my head to my feet. Sweat steadily dripped like an old rusty faucet into my eyes and mouth, turning my spit into salt and making me ask, why did I ever come down south? Mosquitoes and gnats were like kamikaze warriors bouncing off my head, causing me to beat myself for not staying up north instead. Quiet. Acting like quiet had never acted before. was like smog over rush hour traffic in San Francisco. It clung to me like I had spandex on an elephant wearing high heels. Because from the inside to the outside, my flesh began to peel. And now listen up, because what I'm about to tell you next is real. I saw thousands of critters lined up, chest to chest, and all their mouths were sealed. They were all eyewitnesses to how my folks ended up in Blue Hill. They had entered into a plea deal with Satan and pledged they would never reveal the conspiracies born right here, where men and their dreams are being killed. And that's when the meaning of the vision appeared. God told me he could not use a man born into slavery with his own fears. And so I began to pray, God, enter my door over the years. Dear God, when I was alone down south in the summer, it's only your voice that I hear. And dear God, give me the courage and the wisdom to one day rise above my peers. When I looked into Grandma's eyes, they had turned from fire to sugar. She had held on to me like I was cabbage in a pressure cooker. And when we let go, we both let go of a soul's anger. You know, long after Grandma passed away, I never forgot about that day. Yes, you, Grandma. Have you ever been alone down south? Have you? Ever? Well, the eyes of my youth, that once saw good in me in my dreams, gave way to random visions as I sprinted through my teens. I entered law school with a mission and a head full of steam. I entered politics and I rose to the top of the creek. It was a hot summer day in August when I was inaugurated. For many reasons, it was a day of reckoning I had long anticipated. For years I prayed the Lord into my door. Patiently I waited. Last night he came to prepare me to be the man I'd always hated. We had ran neck and neck across the state until the last vote came in. I was young, fired up, ready to go. He was wrinkled and looking thin. But yet it was hard to tell just who would win. And so I questioned, what greetings would I extend? As I stood here, shaking and trembling, as I had one night as a little boy at the age of 10. Grandma, what greetings should I extend? Now that he stood before me without a smile or a grin. Well, see, last night the Lord had come to me and he said not to forgive is a sin. He said to me, he said, your grandmother, he whispered, taught me to never again fear. I asked the Lord that night, how should I begin to teach my brothers to love one another and to make amends? I saw in his eyes that this wasn't an act or some kind of pretend. That, well, he wasn't the same man he was back then. So I hugged him and I greeted him as my friend.